Welcome back to I'm Trying to. Today we've got Daniel Victor here and myself, Marcel Flores, as with every single other episode you've ever watched or listened to. This is episode 3 of season 3, and today we're diving into body image, something that Dan really wanted to talk about, who struggled with being overweight. I struggled with being underweight, and we both had, a tough time trying to work all that out, but we're going to share with you how we did that, how we fought through that, and how we learned to be talking to ourselves with more love and more acceptance. So, obviously, we're going to catch up a bit too, but how about you jump into the episode right now?
Yes, missed it. I mean, I don't know about the mouse thing.
No one cares.
What is
Are you
that?
clapping on this?
Wait, you want me to?
I thought that's what we...
No,
Do better. I'm trying.
Dude!
Nice.
Already hard.
Oh, man.
Should we do face yoga? Yeah, that's a thing. People
Face
pay for
yoga?
like face yoga. Yeah,
Did you say they pay to go to face
yeah
yoga?
like classes. Nah, son.
Nah, it's not
I'd rather
real.
suck dick.
Yeah, that's not real. Yeah. How much money do you have to go to a face yoga class? Also, what's the point? Like, what would be the point? Like, to what? To be?
Facial relaxation, same shit as with yoga, I think.
Wouldn't you just get a facial massage? I feel like massage would be way better.
Yeah, but like, you know how you stretch your muscles and you massage them? This would be the equivalent of stretching them, / also strengthening them. Like,
Your facial
you're sounding
massage?
dumb right now.
I just can't imagine, like, doing that and it being, like, not detrimental. Aren't you, like, not...
Do you see some of those poses that people do when they're doing yoga?
Yeah.
That does not necessarily look healthy, but is it?
But, like, your muscles...
You're strengthening.
I thought the whole point... Every time I think of, like, skincare, I think of people saying don't scrunch your face. Don't, like, smile too hard. Or don't, like, frown or whatever because you get, like, these wrinkles. So I can't imagine, like, all this, like, extra movement would be good for, like, maintaining your... I mean, maybe... Dude, I don't even know.
But I mean, maybe not for the looks, but for the feeling.
Oh, for the feeling, sure.
For the feeling, like
Okay.
people do yoga not because they. Well, I mean, I guess. But even so, you would tone. I think. Anyway, we're tone your face. How's that? How are you laughing at that?
It's just funny. It's just, you do it. Are you a secret face yoga person?
I've looked at a video. I've not done it.
Okay. I was trying to get into
think.
gua sha. Gua sha seems cool.
Seems cool. I don't have
Just
the
takes
patience
the
for it.
time,
Yeah,
I'm like, I
man.
want to go to sleep. I'm not
I
trying
can't.
to...
Even, you doing it at night?
Yeah.
I thought you were doing it in the morning with the.
Oh, I would do it at night because for the 2 days that I did it before I went to bed, it was highly relaxing.
Yeah.
Because it was like a little face massage. I was like, oh, you
it's
put my
great.
product on, it's like nice and whatever.
Right.
And I was like, oh, nice and relaxing, but it takes extra time. So I was
Yeah.
like,
Well, we are already on the topic of like self-image now,
Yeah.
right, at least, and it is part of the body, so kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
But like today we wanted to talk about body image, so
True.
we're gonna get into more of this conversation. If you found this first minute and a half interesting, which I highly doubt,
highly doubt.
highly
Yeah.
doubt it. You'll get more of that later, so stick around for that. My guy, you want to catch me up quick? Last week,
Dude.
how's it been?
I
I didn't see you as much. As a matter of fact, like I didn't see you as much as
No,
I
I think I saw you a couple times. Maybe I don't even remember when I saw you.
one time dressed, one time naked.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The naked time was cool. That was
Yeah.
crazy. Super hot. Anyway, dude, I'm good. I'm all over the place today. I think mentally the weather's a little weird.
Yeah,
I got off
shifted.
on a little in my mind like the wrong foot this morning just because I didn't get my workout in. Slept in a little bit. I got to bed late last night. It was a little tough. So I'm feeling a little like slow to the week starting, but I'm excited about picking up some steam
All right.
as the week progresses. Hopefully.
I like the mental reframe.
Yeah.
What was the reason for going to bed late?
Well,
Sex.
Well,
Nice.
every now and again.
Yeah. That put you back normally 3 hours.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, so yes,
nice.
yeah. It's it's just a really long, arduous, intense session.
Okay.
And no, dude, we I was going through like photos and like editing stuff, and then we ended up taking the dog out, and and then we.
But yeah, all right. But it's not like I'm asking because it wasn't like a bad thing.
No,
it was like a
no,
good
no,
thing
dude,
that
and
kept
like,
you up.
Absolutely, good thing kept me
The
up.
thing's name is Emiliana.
Yeah, Emiliana kept me up. It was great. I normally I think a past version of me would be really beating myself up on not like waking up, starting the week off on a workout and stuff. But since we've talked about this stuff already, it's just nice. I feel like it's got to sleep in a little bit, different start to the day. But I feel good. I feel good about this week. It's gonna be a busy week, so I'm excited. How about you?
Fuck yeah. Good. Got a good start. I started. So I'm noticing how I'm actually building my own morning routine right now.
Really?
And it's the first time that similar to, well, we'll pick up on this later a little bit, similar to my body image and my workout routine. It's the first time in my life that I'm approaching my morning routine like from a me place. From a
me place?
Yeah, from like something I care about, something that makes me feel good on a daily basis, something that excites me to wake up every morning, and like I'm making it more and more exciting as I'm slowly building it right now, and it's really fucking cool because it used to be this dreadful thing to me, like morning
Waking
routine.
up
Like,
every day.
well, that
Fuck! How many more are there? Just kidding.
depression's real, y'all. It was weird when I was trying to do other people's morning routines that worked out for them, like scientists and like the self-help books and the podcasts and the YouTube videos, like those, right? Where I'm like, you got to wake up, you got to work out, you got to do ice baths, you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm like, okay, I try them, and like I'd feel good afterwards. Don't get me wrong, because a lot of those things do feel good for the body.
Absolutely.
And mostly I'd felt a sense of accomplishment because I could now go about my day, and this is me, my Leo fucking weird ass self flexing. Guess what time I woke up today? I was like, oh, what, me? Yeah, I'm not tired, even though I already got up at 5 a.m. Like that type of shit. Like I would throw it in people's faces. And that's the only reason I did those things. Like, yes, it made me feel good, but it was more for like external validation.
For sure.
So now it's actually like, okay, good, I'm waking up. Like I'm doing my lemon and salt water, which I've mentioned before. I'm doing my Duolingo, and that grew from like a lesson a morning to like I'm actually studying Spanish like 20-30 minutes every morning, getting so much more comfortable with it. And then just today I started adding in guitar practice in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, because music is something that puts me in a good mood, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to see if it's for me, but obviously that's something I've never heard anybody include in their morning routine out of like the big things, right? Like that's not, have you ever seen that? Like
No,
play an
but
instrument
I have
in the
heard
morning?
like, sometimes people's morning is like their most productive time. So I've
Right.
heard that if there is something that you like want to focus on, or something that you think is a difficult task, or something that even starts your day off nicely, it's like start your day with that.
Yeah, nice. So I think where I erred in the past, at least for me, was I felt the need to put in those productive hours into my work, right?
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, these are productive days, and like I need to do this. What I'm finding is that yes, I need the concentration in the morning. I need the regularity that I don't have any other time of the day. Like even in the evenings, you get social engagements, all of that shit gets a little bit more messy.
Yeah.
In the morning, I feel like I have a lot of control over my time, and it is something that brings me joy and like actually doesn't deplete me. Versus like if I go straight to work, yes, it'll be focused work, but I tend to like be a little lower, right? Especially because I'm not, as I've mentioned many times on the podcast, super in love with what I'm doing anymore. Right?
Yeah.
I do it, I enjoy it, but it's not like something that lifts me up per se. But playing the guitar this morning, it was a challenge, and like it required focus, but I was like, okay, cool. Like I was excited for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's been cool to create a morning routine that like I'm excited to wake up for, because it makes my morning richer, and it kind of like that feeling then carries me through the day. So it's been a cool Monday in that sense. I got to work out in.
Must be nice, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it was a good one, wasn't it?
It was okay. It was
Fucking
good.
guy.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's another thing. That's really weird. So now we're starting to lean into like body image, but like I normally work out to feel like a pump or just to look a certain way, right? But even like the looking, let's take that apart for later. But to at least feel a pump, and now I'm working on these tiny muscles. I'm working on stabilizers. I'm working on like mobility, strength, and like I'm done with my workout, and it doesn't feel like I like left it all out there.
Yeah.
Because I work on like rotational strength. You know what I mean? Like it's not that, but I still feel really good. That's like because I know that my body is currently aching in like 13 different places, and like at least I'm doing something to like counter that slowly but surely.
That's huge, dude.
Yeah, right.
Which is good. It's good
strength.
to keep in mind too, because I used to have this thought where I was like, if I'm not dead at the end of my session, then it wasn't a good workout.
Yeah, I
You
get
know?
that.
So I having the ability to like go and do like functional training or some mobility work and stuff, and still be like, that was good. That was good
Yeah,
for me. It's
yeah,
like
that's nice.
very
Plus,
good
I have a
space
little
to be
bit
in.
more left in the tank. I got a cool thing happening today. We live in the city in New York. There's so many people, but we rarely get to meet new people. And for people in our profession or anybody that's creative or not working in an institution like an office, it's really hard to meet new people.
Right.
But I signed up for the Founders Sports Club.
Founders Sports Club.
It's a subdivision of the Art of Mondays. It's like a couple of influencer guys, social media guys that are created this group. And it's like $20 a month to join the sports club. I'm like, I'm going to do that because they connect you with 3 other people once a month. And the 4 of you then get to meet up and play a sport together. Like we decide. So today is the first of those meetings.
All right.
And I got matched with these 2 girls that were going to the Harvard Sports Club. Because I'm assuming one of the girls is like the Harvard, she's a Harvard alum.
Okay.
And it's only open to Harvard people. But she gets to bring friends. So we're going to go and play some pickleball and like get to network today a little bit.
Sick.
Like,
That
it's
sounds
kind of
awesome.
like while doing sports though, not while having a drink, not not talking. I'm sure there's going to be some small talk, like you use
talking
small
shit.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Harvard, you say?
didn't learn
Boo.
how to serve at Harvard, bitch.
I went to FIT. We used to say I went to art school, not smart school. Yeah, it was easy.
I remember you telling me, dude, I still laugh sometimes. You're like, dude, I challenge you that if I say something and it's not funny, don't laugh.
Yeah.
But that makes me laugh.
The fact that you then tried to not.
The fact that I'm like, I try to dial it back. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, it's fine. That's also like I said that then, and in this scenario I do get it, but I'm more and more coming around to like if there's someone listening who's like, oh, that's fucking cringe. Why would you laugh at that? I'm like, maybe you have the problem. Like I'd rather be the person that starts a fake laugh and other people like feel more at ease around it.
Yes.
Than not do it. So maybe I'm revisiting my thing of like we're just gonna be us and we're fucking dumb sometimes and that's okay. I want to get some Spindrift. You want one?
Dude, I would love a spindrift. That'd be
It's
sick.
hot in here today.
It is,
is it
dude. I'm
not?
sweating.
Why?
Yeah, I know. It's a nice day out.
Oh, we are screaming.
Are we screaming? Yeah. Damn, we've been, guys. I'm sorry if we've been screaming the whole time. Marcel's on the way to get some spindrift right now. I'm gonna take my pants off, and he's gonna have no idea. Check this out. Zip. Oh, hey man, what's up? Oh, shit, you caught me in the act. That's so crazy. What? I hope the spindrift heals me. I think it will. I think it'll bring me back to life a little bit. I feel exhausted today. I'm like very tired.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the weather or just the fact that I got like off to a weird start. 3, 2, 1. Oh,
For once.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I feel like now we can actually start the episode. I feel like
Yeah.
so far. I mean, maybe
all that
maybe
was filler before. We don't even have to include
literally. It was like a long ass intro. Fucking hell. No, I thought about this recently. Like about our last episode. I had some feelings about it because I'm a little nervous. Like at the point of recording right now, we still haven't posted the reel where I talk about my cheating ass.
that. Oh, it's coming tonight.
Yeah, much like you did last night.
Buckle up.
What?
Heyo. I got to bed late last night.
No, it's been I've been a little on edge about it.
Okay.
Simply because, like, again, I stand by everything I said, and anybody that's listened to the podcast, I think, gets where I'm coming from. But it's always this presentation of a concise concept in these like short seconds that you get people's attention on social media that obviously doesn't paint the full picture, and where I'm always just feeling very like this is the most myself I'll have been on the internet, period. You know what I mean? Like where I'm literally talking about proper mistakes, proper fuck ups, right? And that's why like I got this idea from our intro just now. Sometimes it's just the fact that like you see other people concerning themselves with specific things, whether they're meaningful or not, I think is enough to like flip a switch for some people that are like, okay, cool. Like I'm not the only one that thinks that way. Like I'm not the only one that's fucked up bad. You know what I mean? Like that's done repulsive things. You know what I mean? And can still do their very best to be a good person.
Absolutely.
And you know, it's just I need to remind myself of that, even having gone out, because you feel very fucking emotionally naked.
Yeah.
Putting your shit out to friends, family, and a whole lot of strangers that a lot of which wish you nothing but the best, but a lot of which have nothing else to do but like go fucking get on your dick and ride it painfully. Yeah. That was a real laugh. I also get real laughs today, I think.
Oh, that was good. That was funny.
Thanks. Yeah. Do you want to talk? You suggested today's topic. So I want to let you.
Oh damn!
kind
We're
of
just
like-
kick it off with me, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
dude.
'cause
I
I've
think
been
that's
talking like normal.
No, it's good. It was good that you. It's funny you started talking about like being naked emotionally and like being vulnerable and stuff. I think because we're talking about that today. It's like the whole body image thing, and that was the
Being
first
naked
thing.
physically.
Being naked,
Yeah.
like being naked physically. You
Yeah.
know,
Cute.
or just like it's like even wearing clothes. Like I just think like it was something I thought we should chat about on the podcast because it is something that I have struggled with. What feels like the majority of my life, like being able to be okay with where you're at and be okay in your own body.
Right.
And I think, I don't know. I feel like, and this could be just my opinion, so feel free to hop in and, shoot it down if it's dumb. But I don't think a lot of people really talk about, like men's mental health and like body positivity and stuff. Like I don't, at least I haven't really seen or felt like that's a big item or topic.
Pinging Nick, our homie Nick.
Oh well, for
body
sure.
image a
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
it is.
Yes,
but it's
but I don't think it's like wildly like. If you think of somebody who has like an eating disorder or, I don't know, like body dysmorphia and stuff, I feel like a lot of that, I don't feel like gets placed on men. Like, I don't
Okay,
know.
so
Does that make sense?
for sure. No, I get what you're saying because generally, like, there's a lot less societal pressure on men to look a certain type of way.
Maybe that's
right.
it. Yes, I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Like
I'm
a
just
woman,
really
a woman's gaining a few pounds and like, especially if popular and like it's all over, like, oh my god, what the fuck? Then she loses weight and is like, oh fucking, did she get surgery? Whatever. A guy is like, all of a sudden the dad bod is trending. You know what I mean? Like that's not something that would necessarily happen. So I think because of the differences between men and women, I think that's probably the main reason why it feels like it's talked about less. But I do think, that there's a topic for guys of different body types that struggle with different things. But there's a large gap between, I think, like the too skinny for guys rarely gets talked about, right? Versus like a girl gets too skinny is like, fucking eat something,
Yeah.
right? So very far on that side to fairly far on the like overweight side, what people would consider overweight, before you start feeling like it's okay again to talk about it, like to kind of tackle it, where you have to feel sensitive about what you say. Everything in between is just like you look the way you look, and like I think everybody just assumes that we're fine because guys tend to also just tell themselves like, oh, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like they'll hit the gym, but like I have so many followers that I know have other goals with their bodies and are beating themselves up over it. However, publicly they do this with their friends or not, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's easier to reach out to a stranger who's kind of got a body that you're envisioning having yourself,
For sure.
than it is to talk to your friends about it, because they'll be more likely to like not take you seriously, like, you're fine, you know what I mean? I do think it probably concerns less men like this to even adhere to a certain ideal than not. I think guys, like more guys don't care than do.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just a dumb idea.
No. That, again, that might be say 51% don't care and not
Right.
49 do. Just because more don't doesn't mean that that we shouldn't talk about it for the sake of the 49. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, dude, I honestly just wanted to talk about it because I didn't know if you've had any sort of, because like, look, I've got, stories of like growing up a little bit heavier. One of the things that stuck with me was at one point I was at a pool party. I don't know if this was middle school or high school. And, I think, it's when everyone's like in, swimsuits and stuff, obviously. So I think like I don't know how old I was, but there was a part of me that was starting to kind of get into the mindset of like, okay, like, do I look okay with my shirt off? And I remember one of my best friends at the time, which is insane because this dude ripped on me more than like anybody else. We were best friends, but he also was like, just made fun of me incessantly. But at one point I don't know if he was coming up from underwater or something, but he was like, Dan. And I can laugh at this now, but at the time it was devastating. He goes, dude, you jiggle underwater. Yeah. In front of everyone at the pool party. So it was like in front of like all my dude friends, all the chicks. And I was like, what, dude? I was like, brother, like, what? Like, damn. And I don't know if that was like the impetus for me being like, holy shit, body image matters or not. But that, for whatever reason, I have not been able to get out of my head ever.
Yeah.
Like that's the first thing. You say body image, it's the first thing that pops into my head is that moment.
Damn.
You know? And I think since then, to be completely honest with you, I've gone through like the full gamut of emotion of being like super stoked where I'm at, but not doing it in like a sustainable way, to, not being happy with where I'm at and doing things like eating food, and by, not even eating food, like putting food in my mouth, chewing it to get the flavor and spitting it out so there's no, whatever, or just making myself throw up, to adhering to very strict like fasting practices or, dietary restrictions, which would give me a very unhealthy relationship with food, to doing things like, like being stressed, binge eating, and then not eating anything for a bit. Like I've gone through like the whole range of, anything you could think of as far as like things associated with your body, how to look better, how to lose weight, how to, work out. Like I'm obsessively working out.
Fat
all this
diets
stuff.
to bulimia
Yes,
to anorexia,
everything,
fucking everything.
dude.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I carry that stuff with me walking around. It's like this body image thing that I'm slowly trying to get a handle on and feel okay with. But I want to kick it your way and see if there's anything that you have struggled with, because we've talked about my stuff before.
Right.
No,
but
and I think we talked about it on the podcast before too, where there is like there's so many different ways to kind of fuck yourself up in the head and be like, I'm not good enough. I'm not, I don't have abs or arms, or, I'm not as thin as this person or as jacked as this person or whatever. There's so many ways to sit in this unhappiness.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've ever experienced that.
Yes. So for me, and I'll keep it fairly brief and turn it back to you because I wanna ask you a thing. So I was too skinny.
Okay.
Right. If anything, I think I've told that story before. Essentially, like met some girls in Italy, and like one of them like, "You look like a fucking stick." And I was like, I'm like, me? Like fuck, yeah. I'm like, so that right?
Yeah.
But then it was mostly fine because I didn't grow up in a place where there was a lot of people that like worked out. Mm-hmm. And I had abs naturally from soccer. Like I was active 5 times a week ever since I was like 10, right? Like I had training 3 times a week, and then probably a couple tournaments on the weekends. So like 3 to 5 times a week I was moving. So I was always skinny, toned, skinny boy abs.
Yeah.
And that was enough for me to get girls. And for me, that's like, which is the question I'm going to turn back to you. For me, the thing that motivated that negative feeling about myself was why I wanted to look a certain way. And I wanted to look a certain way to get girls. And I wanted to get girls to impress my father. So it's paternal trauma, right? So I think I was able to let that go because now I have found my partner for life, right? And I have in a healthy relationship where I know I'm supported no matter what. And now my body looks the way it looks because I'm using it, right? I'm having fun with it. But yeah, the only time I ever worked out excessively or tried any diets or bulking or whatever is only to look good, to get girls, to get external validation. So for me, it was only that. In that pool, like those words only stung because you believe them yourself, right? To some extent.
Yeah.
Like if you were like, nah, I'm fucking fine. Like you're like a jiggle on the water. I'm like, so fucking what? Like watch me bounce, baby. But it bothered you, right? Like it bothered you to begin with.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I'm sure there's many people that have bodies that where shit hurts that other people say because it is what you believe about yourself. But like, what do you believe about yourself? Like, or did you? What made it hurt? Like, where was your weak point?
Well, I think a lot of my friends they were skinny kids. Like they were soccer players, skinnier kids, had abs. And I think that, like, you hit a certain age, and I feel like everyone starts thinking about like their bodies. I don't know at what point that happens.
Puberty, I'd say.
You start hearing about
average.
like, oh, look at so and so. He's got a 6-pack on, whatever. Or like, oh, look at his arms. Or so like, I remember like, I think hearing that stuff and just being like, oh, okay, that is what women find attractive.
Also, same fucking reason.
But it wasn't. But it was like, it was that. But then also being worthy of like not the friendship of those people, but like the respect. I think that was a big thing.
Okay.
Like, my buddy wouldn't shit on other people that had, good bodies. Like he'd make fun of guys and girls. It like wasn't like.
But would he make fun of other people for other things that wasn't body related?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that.
What do you mean?
So yeah, okay. So I feel like I jumped in. Do you want to continue? Is there?
No, did I answer your question? I think like that. Like
yeah.
Because it was kind of twofold. Like one, like I wanted to be deemed as attractive by the people I was hanging out with. But two, I think also is like that wanting to be taken seriously and respected by other men.
Okay. Absolutely, you're answering the question for sure. Okay. Sorry. So like, but I'm waiting for you to like for Flip to maybe switch. Like and you woke up this morning, you didn't work out, and you still kind of beat yourself up, right?
I mean, a little bit. I'll probably do something in later.
A little. I'm still gonna do it.
What you fucking thought, dude? I know, bitch. I'm gonna show up at the gym later. Just kidding. We might. We'll see.
To lighten it up a bit, though, dude, legit, because like it's funny. It's the My point in asking the question of whether he teased other people for other shit was like, yes, that was your weakness, but that dude just spotted other people's weaknesses and made it his strength, probably because he was riddled with his own insecurities anyway.
Absolutely.
So there's that.
Yes.
So it has nothing to do.
But as a kid, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking like, oh man, my friend just called me fat. I'm in a pool surrounded by people. I gotta fucking figure this out.
For sure. But you're not. But that's not necessarily respect. You're looking for a bulletproof armor. Like you're making yourself bulletproof so nobody can hurt you.
Fuck
because right? It sounds fucking
yeah,
dope.
dude. Yeah, bro.
Iron Man and this shit.
Bulletproof armor.
You're making yourself bulletproof.
Yes.
But you doing that doesn't change the fact that homie or like people in general don't do shit to like hurt you necessarily. They're hurt in their own way and they're gonna hurt you as long as you know what I mean? Like
no, absolutely.
As long as you don't have that sense of security that you're you, absolutely. It doesn't matter, right? So like if assuming you had a son, right? Mm-hmm. And it's 15 years into the future now. You just had the son. Last night was successful.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
Well,
I don't know if I have to find success that way just yet, but I love the callbacks. My own callbacks. Yes, I complimented myself. What would you tell him if he came back from the pool party and he was able to talk to you about it? Very unlikely, right?
Yeah.
But like, let's just assume in this world that you had created a bond that was strong enough for him to open up about that.
Yes.
What would you tell little Dan Jr.?
If he came to me and was like, somebody
said
this to me,
jiggle underwater.
I'd be like, grab the paintball gun. We're going on a ride, brother.
Because you don't get mad. You get even.
I get even, bitch. Where's his mom live?
Property damage.
Let's go. What's his address? Just kidding. No, dude. I think, what would I say to my own kid if he came to me and said that someone called me fat? Dude, honestly, I don't even know. I think I truly don't even know.
And it's fine. I asked this because I think that's the question you got to ask yourself maybe behind closed doors. Because I think like this is me putting on like my best version of like I'm a psychoanalyst right now.
Go ahead,
like,
dude. Go for it. That's why I brought this to the podcast because in my head I was
Yeah.
like, okay, if I can show up here today and just talk about the shit that I've struggled with, maybe somebody out there who has like body positivity issues or
For sure.
or body dysmorphia or whatever has been going through some of this stuff, and be like, okay, I'm not alone. These are normal feelings that people feel sometimes, and it's okay.
Yeah.
That was
Cool.
my goal. So if we got to
Awesome.
psychoanalyze me today, let's fucking do it. I'm
Awesome.
down to dive deep. Ask me whatever. I will be an open book today. I'm truly
that.
like this is something that I've talked with my therapist on ad nauseum. I think it was like one of the first things we covered, and it's something that spans like almost what I feel like is like my entire life. It's
Yeah.
like trying to figure out where I feel okay with myself and my body, and I think I'm like I can't be the only one thinking like this. Like,
Yeah. Okay, so you hear body image. The first thing that pops up is that. Do you have any memories of like earlier moments in life where you feel like that had an impact of you, like a parent, a sibling?
I don't think so. Not really.
All right, so then that's probably possibly like the root cause, but it doesn't really matter because it's at least the most prominent. Mm-hmm. As long as you can't tell yourself like how to get out of this. Literally, you can't even if it's your son, like you can't give yourself the advice that frees you from the shackles of how you felt in that moment, right? You said for one, it's fear of rejection. I guess it's fear of rejection on both ends. On the female side, it's adoration, right? Like being wanted.
Right.
On the male side, it's respect.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's fear of rejection, right? For how you look.
For
right?
sure. Yes.
Okay. Would you reject any person based on their looks?
No.
Cool.
What do you mean reject them? Like how?
Well, just in general, like I've kept it broad for like, would you reject a person because of the way they look? Socially, romantically, maybe, right? Because you're like, let's be real.
For
Like,
sure, yeah.
there's a part that plays into it. We've also been brainwashed our entire lives to be partly brainwashed to like a certain aesthetic, partly genetics. So like, there's a reason we
But to
think
answer your
people
question,
think.
no, I wouldn't. No.
Exactly. Cool. Would you want to be with a person like you?
Yeah.
Exactly. We're good people, right? We see the good in people, and we don't fuck with people who would judge people based on their appearance solely, right? So it starts like that. Like you see how that's the foundation of maybe more advice going that way. You, up until that point, that somebody pointed it out and it made you feel a type of way, because you then assume that everybody around all of a sudden saw you as a certain type of Dan that was too fat and jiggly, including the girls, right? That all of a sudden, you realize they don't want to have sex with you because of that. That's entirely made up. You don't know that. You were the same Dan a moment before that happened, as well as you were a moment after that happened. You just started to have a new belief about yourself and about your body and how that is being viewed by the world and what that means about your worth.
Yeah.
Now, Dan before that moment was just Dan.
Yeah, pissing in a pool. It's fun.
And he was happy. He was happy, man.
Yeah, it was great.
Fuck.
It was warm. It was fine.
Dumb. He was happy.
Yeah.
He didn't have that yet, right? Like he didn't have that yet. But it's not yours. It's his. That dude who said that, however he was brought up, whether it was oftentimes like it doesn't matter. It could be maternal. It could be paternal, maternal. It doesn't matter. He picked it up somewhere. I was like, if you look a certain type of way, that means you get to be made fun of. You are less than, and I get to comment on you.
Right.
That's his shit.
Yep.
And you took it, right? And you, to whatever degree, still have it with you today.
Well,
to whatever degree.
correct.
If you don't know how to talk yourself out of that, like that's how I test myself. Like if I don't know how to give myself advice, like I imagine my younger self, I did it with your son, doesn't matter, but like I normally do it with my younger self. If I go back to the situation, I teleport myself here. I put myself next to little Marcel. We sit on the fucking bed. We talk about what happened. If I don't know what to fucking say to him that makes sense to me, that should make him feel better, then I'm still hurting. Then I still hold his pain. Then we can't get out of this shit together. And that's not bad. It just is, right? It's you still hold on to trauma and you haven't quite figured out how to let go of it. But what helps me in those situations then is like to have, okay, like I can't tell you what to do. So I'm like, okay, let's figure it out together. What are you feeling, little dude? Like what, like, and are we okay with like still believing this shit? Like are these our beliefs? Is this what we believe in life? Do we need the approval, the respect, the adoration, whether male or female, of people who would reduce us to our aesthetic? And the answer is no. It's no. So, and that's something that like even now that I'm saying, like I can feel, right? Like I can tell little Marcel in my head right now too. Like I'm like, we don't need those people. We don't need the people that call you skinny and like don't want to fucking hang out with you. And we don't need the people that are with you because you look a type of way, so that their social standing changes because you're the handsome boy, the athletic boy, the pretty, fucking who cares?
Right.
That's not the people we fuck with, because that's a superficial relationship, right? We live in a superficial world, and oftentimes that is a barrier, and I get how that can be a thing. But like at the end of the day, my advice to little Dan would be like, it's okay, man. Like people suck sometimes. People have their own shit, and they put their thing on you. You look the way you look. If you don't feel happy, like You by yourself don't feel happy with your weight because you'd like to move faster, because you'd like to feel more comfortable, more energetic in your day, because you'd like to, and I'm not saying little Dan can't, walk up a flight of stairs without getting winded, but do you want to walk up a flight of stairs without being winded? Like, do you want to feel in control of your body throughout life? And that's why you feel bad about your body? Cool. But then you got to work out.
Right.
Because then you have a good why. You have a good reason. To do it for other people is just empty.
Absolutely. Yeah, I fall into that too. I think that was another thing I talked to my therapist about. I was like, she's like, why do you work out? And I was like, I just want to look fucking great. So no. And she's like, why are you working out for others? Like, you're not even taking time to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
It's more fun when you do it for yourself.
Yeah.
But you're 100% right.
No, but like, I mean, you say it.
Say what?
Like, it's more fun when you do it for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm having more fun in the gym now that I feel like I'm not comparing myself to everyone else and their freaking mom than I've ever had. And I think I am finally at a spot where I appreciate how I look. And I'm like, okay, this is where I'm at. This is great. And if there's anything that, I want to change, I can change it. Like I don't know. I don't think I live in that same headspace as much anymore, but it's taken a really long time and a lot of low points to figure out why I was feeling the way that I was. Because I think this was a conversation that I also had with my therapist first, where she was like, look, this is, you have just been carrying this hurt for so long and you don't know, like you're something that's supposed to be so good for you, all this exercise, you're essentially doing for other people, not even yourself, with the hope that they will accept you, respect you more, love you more because you look a certain way. She's like, that, what's the point? Then you don't even get the benefit of going and doing something for yourself to like boost your own dopamine or get the endorphins or whatever. Like, it's not like you're looking forward to working out because you enjoy working out.
Right.
It's, I look forward to working out so I can rub it in the face of everyone else who ever made fun of me, because for a while that's what I would do. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to work out, and they'd be like, what kind of music do you listen to? And I'm like, I don't fucking listen to music. I listen to all the negative things anyone's ever said about me in my life. And that gives me the best fucking motivation.
Yeah.
And to an extent, sure. But
does it work? Yes.
Yes.
Is it healthy? No.
Absolutely
but like,
not.
yeah. I mean, I've said that before too. Like, I would not be here. I have proven so many people wrong. Proved. I proved so many people wrong. I think I have proven. Wow.
Is
Okay.
it proven?
I proved so many people. I'll ditch the have. But fine. Welcome to English.
I
with
done
Marcel.
proven. I done proven so many people. So many people I done proved.
I done did prove them wrong.
I done proven them wrong.
I did. Yeah. So many that drove me to be here where I am today, to the heights of where I was, I should say, right? Man, it's so weird being up there. Like, same, like the equivalent of like, okay, good, you have that body. Like, it doesn't quite feel the fucking same. You don't just do it for you. Obviously, another big part of body image is also food, which I know like you have an interesting relationship with also.
Yeah.
Well, because that would be like it's this issue is this phenomenon. Let's call it. Let's not call it an issue. Phenomenon of like how we view our own bodies and how that portrays in society has the two angles, like the working out bit and the nutrition. Obviously,
yes, correct.
So like consider. Let's say we covered the working out bit. I think so many people eat for comfort, right?
Yeah, myself included. Yeah, you're looking at them. Like,
wow,
fuck,
man.
stressful day. I need a cookie now.
Damn,
Like,
maybe that's why Marcel brought it up, because he wants to talk about that too.
Yeah,
That's
dude, no, for
crazy.
sure, yeah.
What? On the podcast about body image? That's
crazy.
wild.
That's wild. It's almost like we planned this.
Man.
We did. I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude. People eat for comfort.
Yeah. So, and that's the whole another thing. And this is where I can relate with like nicotine that I was addicted to, and even alcohol that I had a problem with for a while there, where it's not about the food. Like, yes, food fucking tastes good. Ask anybody what we like to like. This donut tastes great. This fucking cake does. Neither are things that I eat often. That's weird.
Must
but like,
be nice, dude.
Yeah, neither are things that I eat often. I said. Oh, but got it. Okay, got it. I'm the idiot.
Yeah,
all right,
it's all good.
It's not about the thing. That's what my therapist said, and she was leaning heavily on Brene Brown. It's not the thing you're addicted to, it's the feeling. And once you start asking yourself what creates that feeling, like what's leaving you feeling empty, what's leaving you feeling low, anxious, scared, sad, mad sometimes, right? Rather than eating, rather than smoking, rather than whether it be weed, cigarettes, I don't fucking care, meth. Been there, done.
Am I right?
No, I haven't. Let's be real.
I have.
It's the feeling underneath it. So like when can you pinpoint a point in time where like you were craving something and like you talked yourself out of it, but you talked yourself out of it very likely using logic, right? I mean, like don't do it because like you want to keep looking this type of way.
But it's not even like it's more like, do I really need this? Is this really what I want right now? You know, like I'm like, if I'm stressed out.
Okay, done. You're stressed out. Yeah.
Yeah. But it'll be like, you know, I'll get like a brief or something. That's like, okay, I can either sit down and try to flush this out, or I can go to the cupboard and get some chips. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, because chips sound great, and I just got a little stressed, and I know those chips are really crunchy in my mouth, and that feels great, and that makes me feel good. But it's taken a while to like reframe, because I think that was like my go-to growing up, was always like, if I was stressed or I was having a late night or I was studying for something or whatever, I would go just get snacks and like snack on stuff as I worked. And that was just like my comfort all throughout, you know, middle school, high school, college, and beyond. Now, with the help of that, kind of like taking a breath when you're in the moment of like, okay, is this something that I really want? Or am I just going through a little bit of stress right now, or sadness or anxiety or whatever? Is this going to fix my problem, or is it just going to kind of, you know, blunt it for a brief moment, and then the problem's still going to be there.
Yep.
You know, so that I think has helped me kind of weasel my way out of those situations.
Well, to those listening or watching, can you explain, because it's one thing to like learn how to spot it, right? Like to spot yourself, being aware of it is one thing, and that just takes practice, right? Like you're on you. Like you got to like see, oh shit, I'm doing this. I don't want to be doing this right now. But I think we know that. But to then be able to take that breath and think it's awesome. That's a great first of us. Like, hold it. Do that a couple more times.
Yeah.
Nervous system reset. Be like, okay, cool. What's going on? What am I feeling? Right?
Yeah. It puts you back in control.
It does. But what have you done when you've considered what you're feeling and you kind of noticed, okay, cool, like, yeah, shit, this work thing is stressing me out, so I'm trying to distract myself. So let me not eat. Mm-hmm. What do you do instead?
Oh, I mean, I'll either sit down, tackle the work. I'll have a glass of water. Sometimes like a glass of water does like wonders. Yeah, I think I just like I'll take like another deep breath and just like sit down and get back to my work. Or yeah, I think like that's kind of it.
Oh, nice. I mean, okay, cool. I guess with stress, it's also a little straightforward. Like,
do you have like something I should be doing, or like a?
No, I'm asking. I'm asking because it's a little different for me. I think the thing is, and this is why I'm asking. For me, I'm often afraid of nothing, like of the nothingness of the moment. Like I'll smoke, I'll snack, I'll drink, because I've got nothing to do that feels like it's something good for me, right? Like I don't want to be playing, or like I play video games, or I watch TV, all brainless, numbing shit, rather than just sitting there and, doing what exactly, right? So like it's different when you have something to do, like, okay, good, I'm getting anxious over this stress and over this mountain work. The obvious answer, okay, cool, like the only way it's going to get done is if it's going to get done. So break it down into smaller chunks. You know, make it manageable. Give yourself breaks. Like, okay, good. I'm gonna work on this for like the first 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna go for a 5-minute walk. Yeah. Or for me personally, it's breath work. Wim Hof app just got an update. Looks real nice now. Big thing for me. Takes 5 minutes to 1 round of breathing. Hold your breath. Big reset for me, and often has fixed many of those things. But why I asked specifically if you had other things that fill you up was because I don't know what it is that I want to do. But for me, it's turned recently into reading. For me, it's turned into lying down on a Shakti mat, like one of those needle bed thingies, which I couldn't do in the past. Absolutely couldn't. Now I can, which is cool. But I've been more and more grabbing things that I can do that I actually feel like are good for me, that I enjoy doing. And like I think my advice here is that it takes time when you're trying to feel nothingness. It takes time and courage and patience to sit there and literally don't know what to do, but don't turn on the TV. Don't turn on the PS5. Don't get high. Don't get drunk. Don't go out and distract yourself. Like, go for a walk, work out, cardio specifically, because cardio, like you know, you get your heart rate up, you get your blood flowing, or just sit there and wait for genius to strike. Like there's I forget, there's a Marcel, the type of guy to bring up a quote without quoting the quote and just paraphrasing it roughly, but like it's
there's a sick quote that I don't
there's
remember.
a sick quote that I don't remember from I don't know who, but kind of boredom creates creativity, something along those lines.
Okay. Yeah.
Where I'm like, be fucking patient and see what you can come up with. If you're bored out of your fucking mind, wait until that, like, you know, those thoughts that you have when you fall asleep, you're like, oh shit, I always wanted to do that. Like, I don't know. Like, for me last night, I was like, I keep forgetting to order a pillow, like a proper pillow, because I need to sleep differently.
Yeah. Okay.
Every night I think it, every day I don't order it, right? Yeah. But like, it's like, okay, good. Today in one of those, like, I was just sitting there for 2-3 minutes. I was like, I don't know what to do right now. I just chilled. I was like, fucking neck hurts. Oh, fucking neck hurts. I wanted to order the pillow. Like, you give yourself room to like remove so much of the stressors that are probably all converging into why you're trying to run away from the silence to begin with. Because there's this weird burden of like all these things you got to do, all these things you feel like you have to do, or want to do, that you never quite get around to, and it feels heavy because you're like, every other time that you think of it and you don't do it, you feel like, fuck, I still haven't, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, still, and like it keeps dragging. Like, think of how many, like for me, it's at least dozens of things that'll happen at the same time, like period, that I carry with me. And like I feel like we deviated a bit here, but the point, the weight gets lighter if you embrace the quiet, in my case. And if you embrace the emotion at hand in yours overall, rather than succumbing to the thing, is the point. I guess we weren't that far off from the point.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, right. We kind of, I want to end on just that question of like, what does beauty even mean type thing?
Okay.
Because we said like we have our, you know, body image standards, like something that we're striving towards. But I feel like recently I've been questioning the validity of anything. Like, as long as you're healthy and like your body gets to do what and allows you to do what you want to do with your life, look the way you look. If anything, it's going to get you closer to a person who fucks with the same things that you do. Yeah. Right. But do you, I don't know that there's a question.
Well, I think, the thing's popping in my head right now is just
I'm
like
hot,
the
dude.
beauty.
I'm hot. I've talked a while. I feel like I'm trying to wrap up this episode.
No, this is
like
good.
it's not.
No,
it's not
dude, honestly,
it's an okay attempt. I think
it's a good wrap up.
Give me a dance takeaway. I feel like an answer that.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Nice, cool.
So if you know and I think surrounding body image, there's a lot of self-reflection that goes into it, and I think I second what you said, where as long as you're feeling good about yourself, where you're at, what you can do, it's all gravy. Like, don't let other people make you feel better or worse about yourself solely because of your physical standing as an individual. Yeah. Because once you start relying on external validation and how you'll be received, that is a very slippery slope that leads to a whole lot of unhealthy physical and emotional behaviors that could really damage your life. So that's just, my thought, my takeaway. Well, yeah, I mean, like,
not that this should matter, but I think you're hot as shit.
Thanks, dude. But I
I love that reaction. You were like really happy,
Yeah, I was like, oh well. But no, I also, I mean, look, this feels like a weird episode to me.
Because you've been vulnerable as shit, I think.
Yeah, well, I think, but I just hope that there's someone listening who take something away from this. 'Cause I think body image is something that I've always struggled with, and people may look like they have it all together, you know, on the outside or whatever, given like, you know, what they do or whatever. It's okay to look however you look.
Yeah.
You know, don't let other people dictate how you should feel about it. And as long as you feel okay, that is truly what matters.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I like it. I think we can end here. I think we can wrap it.
Dope.
I did. I think that's great.
Okay.
I honestly think there's probably a lot more. Maybe we're uncovering a lot more guys that are struggling with this than we even think. Maybe it's the majority of people, and we just don't talk about it. Maybe
This could be a part one
everybody
episode.
maybe 90% of every ripped man out there is actually super fucking insecure. But like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
doing it for the wrong reasons. So like I think it's a simple question to ask yourself. Like, if somebody's hating on your body and you're getting hurt, just remember that, like, if you were good with yourself, people could say whatever the fuck they want to say to you. So if somebody's words are hurting you, you have it under control. You can work on loving yourself. You can work on accepting yourself. And if you're not with your own standards, right? Like that you actually fuck with, your actual own values, not somebody else's. And then you're going to look fucking beautiful, because then you're going to feel confident and you're going to be smiling.
Absolutely.
And a smile is one of the most beautiful things you can wear anyway.
It's all about confidence anyway, right? It's
yeah,
like
for sure. Which we're working on.
Yeah. Well.
No, I know that part we're kind of good on by now, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
I mean, insecure still on our own ways, but all right, man. I love you. Thank you for talking to me about this.
Of course. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. I mean, we're gonna hang out for a bit longer. You fucking faker. We'll see you.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye.